as we wrap up, I want to give Linda Teliha a quick opportunity just to plug the hands-on work that we do at Right to Life. This has been a kind of brainy exercise. Linda is the very hands-on interaction with men and women who are going into and out of Planned Parenthood on a daily basis. So, Linda, maybe just share with us really quickly as we wrap up here. I promise, I know we've gone long today, and I really appreciate all of your patience. Maybe just a quick pitch about some of the work you're doing.
I'm Linda, as he introduced me, and I am the sidewalk advocate right now, and I wanted to leave you with a couple of stories that have actually happened out on the sidewalk so that you can hear about the truth and the practical application. So I'm going to leave you with one story that's a really good one. Recently, well, about 9 months ago, I spoke with a young woman who was trying to decide whether she was going to have an abortion or not. She came over to our building that we rent right next door to Planned Parenthood, and we talked. And right in the middle of the conversation, she said, "That's it, I'm pro-life," without even really knowing what that meant. She changed her mind, and Sarah, another one of the employees at Right to Life, and I followed along with her. We would call her, text her. We actually gathered maternity clothes from donors, had breakfast with her, and ultimately I was talking to her and I said, "Hey, do you have someone who can be with you during the birth?" She has a partner, but she was a little nervous, and she was like, "Not really." And I said, "Well, if you really need someone, I could be there." And I was thinking, okay, she's going to say no. I'd never been at anyone else's birth. And so she's like, no, I really would love for you to be there. And so I had the honor of being at the birth of one of the moms that chose life, and it was the most amazing thing that I have seen in a long, long time, besides the birth of my own 4 daughters. And it's just been remarkable to watch the actual change of heart, change of mind, and the birth of a baby that wasn't going to be. So that's the positive story. I want you guys to know what actually goes on out there that is negative. A couple weeks ago, I was on the sidewalk, and a person was driving through the parking lot, and she stopped. And I said, "Is there something I could help you with? Do you need a pregnancy test? What's going on?" And she said, No, I don't need a pregnancy test. And I said, "Well, why are you here?" And I said, "Are you having an abortion?" And she said, "No, my sister is." And for some reason, I just happened to say, "Well, how old is your sister?" Her sister was 13 years old. 13 years old. A 19-year-old was driving her sister to an abortion center to have a surgical abortion at 13. And I said to this young woman, "Do you have any idea what's going to happen here? Do you know that there will be a higher rate of suicide, anxiety, depression, alcoholism, drug addiction, infertility, cancer?" And she said, "I know all this." And I said, "This has to be killing you." And she said, "No, not really." And I said, "I am so sorry. You both will carry this forever. Let me give you this phone number, etc. if you need help." And how did this happen? And she just looked at me and said, "Irresponsible parenting." And I've thought about that. Parenting, where do we stop? At the 13-year-old parent? So this is actually happening out there. This is why we need people to stand on the sidewalk. They say having one person standing on the sidewalk decreases abortion by 30%. The more you have, the higher the statistics go up for decreasing abortion. We've had probably about 7 people change their mind this last year. I want you to know that. And listening to Mr. Patterson talking about the actual change, the actual decision, the choice, I talk to people a lot about that. And I say, if we're actually talking about choice, why isn't Planned Parenthood sending people over to me so that I can offer resources? And we do offer all the resources, just so you all know. I have resources where these girls and women can go for free clothing, low-income housing, transportation, maternity clothes, parenting classes, birthing classes, free OBGYN care, or low cost depending on where they are. So it's there. I've even gone into Planned Parenthood and talked to someone in there and said, hey, I just want you to know I'm peaceful. I just want to be here in case someone actually doesn't know what they want to do. And he said, well, that's what we're doing too. And I said, well, maybe someday send someone over to me. So anyway, that's the practical application, and if you have any questions, I'm out there. Thank you so much for staying.